Bingo Blitz rules.
If your bingo has ads in it,
That's not a bingo.
if it doesn't have the coolest tournaments, mini games, and the most breathtaking design,
Nope, not a bingo.
if your bingo moment makes you feel so excited that you just want to burst in joy and scream out loud, bingo! Sorry, so you're playing...
Bingo Blitz? Now that's a bingo. Discover a world of excitement with Bingo Blitz, the #1 free bingo game. Download Bingo Blitz and play for free.
Now that's a bingo.
This episode is brought to you by United Airlines. When you want to make the most of your vacation, book with United. They're an airline that cares about your travels as much as you do. United is transforming the flying experience with Bluetooth connectivity, screens, power at every seat, and bigger overhead bins to help fit everyone's bag. And with their app, you can skip the bag check line, get live updates, and more. Change the way you fly. Book your next trip today at united.com.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Fiscally responsible, financial geniuses, monetary magicians. These are things people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds. Visit progressive.com to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary, not available in all states or situations.
Hello and welcome to Fisting Friday, where we fist you on a Friday. Those are the sounds of being fisted. And if you're like,
fist.
Is it a fist? First of all, we don't need to know that much about your life if you're going to be like, that's actually not what my fisting is sound like. Everyone's fisting is different. No fistings are created the same.
No, not at all. The diameter, circumference.
Why did I think you were going to say
Pythagorean
Princess
theorem.
Diana? And I said, we're not talking about Princess Diana and fisting the same sentence.
No,
The People's Princess?
No.
Should I explain if they're new here what this is? This is definitely not the podcast to start with, unless you are chaotic, in which case, welcome. Someone didn't turn their notifications off, and that's Melissa. So this is the podcast where we read the results of last week's episode of But Am I Wrong? And we also read your DMs and messages. So be sure to vote for the week that you just heard, like yesterday's episode. That'll be up. And if you're like, Megan, when does it go up? It's a guessing game. Your guess is as good as mine.
Gotta keep them on their toes.
Yeah,
keep the fire burning. Keep the coals. You know, like what's his name makes people run across the coals?
God? God doesn't do that?
No.
Oh.
No.
That felt like a God thing.
Well, he might think he's God. The man that has those conferences, retreats for like bros, and he
Dave Ramsey?
not that one, but similar vein.
Jay Shetty?
Similar, but more
Warmer, closer.
asshole. More
asshole.
asshole.
Joe Rogan?
We're getting off track here.
Okay. Melissa Googles, who makes men walk on coals? I thought it was like a religion thing. Like Jesus can walk on water, you can walk on fire.
Tony Robbins.
That was my first guess, and you said no.
I didn't hear Tony Robbins.
Oh no, I said Dave Ramsey. I
You
meant
said
Tony
Dave
Robbins. I don't know who
Ramsey.
Dave Ramsey is.
Dave Ramsey is the finance guy.
Okay. I don't know who that is. I meant to say Tony Robbins. I fully thought I said Tony Robbins. You heard me get all defensive being like, I already said that. I do that with Mott's when we do the crossword where I will say, I'm like, I already said that. And he goes, no, you said this word. And I went, what's that word? He goes, the word you said. I go, well, I don't know what that word is. I thought I said that one. That's what I meant to say.
For us, we have an audio recording. So
I believe you. I'm not doubting you that I said the wrong name. I'd also love to know how I learned that name. Like,
I'll tell you how you learned it. I know exactly how you learned it.
I bet you do, and I'm not even kidding.
So when you had your, which I think is this episode, maybe, when you were talking about people paying
I just read
for
it
finances,
in a DM that I'm about to read in this.
Yes.
Melissa, you're right.
So
I literally read it like 10 seconds before, and it just stayed on my brain. Okay, wow. If this is your first episode, you're really getting to know me and our dynamic like incredibly well. Like this is This is standard. So I guess we should get into, reading the results for episode 99. As I tap through and I see Avantika's thing about Tangled, I want everybody to go look up her Galore spread, like her spread in the magazine Galore. I need her to be every Disney princess ever. Like, it's someone at Galore said she's not so you mean that was just a fan casting? I'm gonna make sure that happens in real life. Like, she looks like a fucking princess.
I am just like
in awe of her face.
Cinema owes her because of Mean Girls,
without a doubt. Like, first of all, she's entitled to compensation for but I need her to, like, she's beauty and she's brains. And Modern Family's not on anymore because we think of Luke, our Mensa scholar. And I'm like, we've got a Columbia University student. We got a brainiac up in here.
Right.
A full-on brainiac. Give her a cute little fun movie. Let her do whatever she wants to do. She looks gorgeous. Okay, so who is wrong for episode 99? We have me. Meghan thinks it's insane to charge people money to teach people to stop spending money. 2% said I was wrong. 98% said I was not wrong. And we will go through and we will read my introduction to, what the fuck did I mean, the name's already gone now. Dave Ramsey. Someone said, ever since I graduated college, I have not been in the best financial situation, and I always feel guilty for having so much debt and always living paycheck to paycheck, even with having a part-time job. I don't spend excess money or splurge. The most I do is get fast food maybe once a week, and even that makes me feel guilty. I'm constantly in a scarcity mindset, and no matter how hard I try, I realize that, like Meghan said, the only way to really pay off debt and get financially secure, at least for me, is to make more money. Yep. Is this about me or someone else? Someone said, TBH, I'm so over influencers giving advice on shit they're unqualified for. Like, please stop this immensely dangerous to impressionable audiences. I assume they're talking about the financial people.
Yes, they're not.
Because I was like, my financial advice was like, unfortunately, you're not able to get out of debt until you start making more money.
They're not talking about you. Okay. They just mean.
I was just checking.
Because you also brought up influencers in your.
Oh, cool. Apparently, I don't remember anything. Then we have my introduction to Dave Ramsey. Someone said Dave Ramsey can go and choke on his $500 budgeting book. I don't know if they're being like tongue-in-cheek. Like, I don't know if it's actually $500. I don't doubt that, like, at least a course would be.
Courses, so I honestly think that might be on the low end. And he is very controversial. And I will say though, like, his, like,
is he the one who coined the money in an envelope?
No, I don't think he's the money in the envelope person. But his, like, thing for paying off debt, which is free, you don't have to pay for that. I actually think that's really good. But then anything beyond that, don't pay attention to him. Yeah,
free financial advice, wonderful. Like, give it out. I would never be like, oh, that. I mean, someone might give bad free financial advice, but the issue is if you give bad financial advice behind a paywall, the sunk cost fallacy is people will have to assume it actually is. They're predisposed to thinking it's good financial advice, so they have to follow through with it, even if the whole thing is like, oh, I'm actually just making you more poor, so then you're indebted to me, which is awful. So those are the results for mine.
Melissa thinks Drew Barrymore should go back to acting. 6% said Melissa is wrong. 94% said Melissa's not wrong. Coco sent me a clip of her with someone who I don't even know who it is. Might be Dua Lipa. I don't know.
Dua Lipa?
Yeah, I think it might be her. I don't know. Somebody that has long brown hair and is white.
No, that's not Dua Lipa.
Doesn't she have black hair or something?
Right now her hair is red and it's short. It's like collarbone length.
Well, nope. And is that her natural color though?
No.
What's her natural color?
Probably brown.
That's when I see Dua Lipa, that's who I see.
Oh, so you mean that's not what she looked like in the clip?
No.
You just mean that's what she's looked like in your mind's eye historically.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it could actually still be Dua Lipa. Okay, cool. British accent?
I didn't turn the volume on. I just saw that this person was moving away. Like, Drew was edging into their lap.
Don't say edging.
That's what it was. That's what she does in her interviews. She edges. She was edging into her lap, and whoever this mysterious woman is was moving away. Like,
I'm looking it up.
Sitting back. And
bitch, that's Bella. Is it Bella Hadid? Is it this one?
No, I don't think so. I know who Bella Hadid is.
You also know who Dua Lipa is.
The thing about Dua Lipa is that she just has like a blank face. Like, it could be anybody's face.
She's a pop star. Like, she's a pop star in the best way, where it's like, she's like, new album, bleaching my hair blonde, totally new aesthetic. Like, now I'm dyeing my hair red, I'm chopping it, I'm doing all of that. Like, she's the chameleon pop star, which is what I want. Same with Meg the Stallion. Like, transform every music video. You're like, who is this new bitch? Like, introducing me to a new fucking version of themselves every 5 seconds. And I'm fine with that. I am determined to find out who this is. So if I do, I will keep everyone updated.
Okay. I don't know. It looks old. It didn't look new. Someone said, I kind of love it, TBH, but also get what Melissa said. Someone else said, I'll admit, when I first saw the lore around her new style of interviewing, I admired it, mostly because of how genuine she was with the Jeanette McCurdy interview. But after a while, it got to be too much and gave me the ick. So Miss Ma'am definitely needs to go back to her roots. That's how I felt too.
Part of me thinks that like it's a production issue as well, because like I think Jeanette McCurdy was a wonderful one. I watched, she did an interview with Chicks in the Office, and that was on their platform, and that was like really good. I think Teffy on there is like awesome, and I'm like,
Teffy's part of Chicks in the Office?
No, Teffy went on the Drew Barrymore show.
Oh.
But then there's a couple of people where I'm like, Kamala Harris doesn't need to be here.
No.
And also, Oprah doesn't need to be here. And anyone who is not close personal friends with you, like, I think that Kelly Clarkson can be the interview whoever. Like, anyone's coming on their press tour or whatever. Personally, I like Jennifer Hudson's show the most when someone on who she likes. Or when they're doing a segment that she really doesn't like, which is like a food eating one that she was like, this shit is so nasty. Like, I fucking hate this. So like, that's where I like J Hud in her two extremes. I like her miserable at work, being like, who is doing this to me? And I like her interviewing people she likes.
Or also like interviewing people who you know that she knows them and she acts like never seen them before. Like,
exactly.
like she's like a fan of them. And it's like, we saw y'all work together. Like, we know you know each other.
My thing with Drew, I'm like, Drew Barrymore does great when she's interacting with her audience and like random like weeping people in her crowd who like want to trauma dump. I'm like, amazing, do that. And then when it's like her friends that she's worked with like for a long time, or other people who are like very touchy-feely, like Bella Hadid is like that. And I'm like, amazing, do that. I truly cannot handle or function if you keep having people on here who do not want to be touched.
No.
Like, I just think there needs to be a process where I'm like, this needs to be, just have Drew, people like her. You know what I mean? Like, she could do a Tyler Henry style show and like talk to dead people and they all cry. Like, and I mean that with kindness. Like, I don't mean that as like being an asshole. It's just like, we don't need to have such a wide scope of who we invite.
Right. And someone said, or just not be in any media. And I disagree with that.
Disagree wholeheartedly.
I like Drew Barrymore. It's just everything that Megan just said. Like, it's just too much. Too much. I think a podcast medium is great where people can write in, or they can have live calls, or like you said, having it where she's just opening it up to the audience and then having friends on. But other than that, I don't need to see people running away from you in an interview.
No. And like, I also simultaneously feel bad for her, because I'm like, as someone who, I'm either like hyper aware, or I will like either assign how people feel about a circumstance or a situation, even if they haven't told me, and like I might be totally wrong, or I have like no clue on the vibe. And I'm like, oh, I think I've made the vibe like worse, like, and not knowing. And so for her, that's why I kind of feel bad, because I'm like, she's not being like, oh, these people don't like to be in close contact. And I'm like, your team is setting her up for fucking failure because people are uncomfortable and you don't know that they're uncomfortable, which makes us as the audience so fucking uncomfortable.
As her producer should be telling her this.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the writers are just mad at her, though.
Honestly? And they would be justified.
Mm-hmm.
They would be fully justified to be mad at her.
If y'all don't know what we're talking about, she tried to scab.
Tried is actually, like, trying to scab is high-key more embarrassing than scabbing.
It is, because then it was like the next week the strike was over with.
It was so...
Some people credit her for, like, because she did that it sped it up. I was like, no, it did not. Like, it had been months.
So fucking long. So as an update, unless you saw Dua Lipa doing a live show with Drew Barrymore shot from somebody's iPhone from a back row, it was actually not Dua Lipa.
Okay, well, I can tell you who it wasn't.
It wasn't Bella Hadid.
It wasn't Bella Hadid. It wasn't Princess Diaries. It wasn't
You're just naming brunette people you know.
It wasn't that fanfic Nepo gal with the bangs. You know,
Dakota.
Yes, Dakota. It wasn't her. That's
Watch it be Jason Momoa, and you're like, I just saw
brunette. I know that man.
Okay. Jason Momoa, watch your back. she's got eyes on you. Are you sure it wasn't Anne Hathaway? Look at this one.
I know who Anne Hathaway
look
is.
At that.
I know who Anne Hathaway is. She was also not in white, and she was on the other side of the couch, I believe.
I do also think that, like, I also think Drew Barrymore desperately needs to have a crush, because I'm like, you are crushing so hard. Everyone who comes on your show, I'm like, just flirting, like loving it, like being like giddy. And I'm like, love that for you. Maybe we don't do that at work. Like, maybe we flirt at home or on a date, something like that. I recently saw a short or a reel of her. Oh, maybe this is what you saw. I recently saw a short or a reel of her show with Millie Bobby Brown. You didn't read this one already, did you?
No, I didn't read it.
And it was so hard to watch. Oh my God, keep your hands to yourself. I don't care how good of friends you are. This is a talk show on TV. And Millie Bobby Brown is a brunette.
She is, but she's also
a child.
A child. So I would know who that was. I know what Millie Bobby Brown looks like. Like, I'm
also
saying,
her
it's
hair's
a blank,
up and they're matching.
It's a blank face Dua Lipa type.
It's a model, so she should be a model, because blank face is model. Like, it's like you're a canvas. Well, if anyone knows who we're talking about, please let us know. Give us a blank face Dua Lipa, and Melissa does mean blank face in the most positive of terms.
I do.
Yeah, I know. I just want to make sure that the people know that.
As a podcast network, our first priority has always been audio and the stories we're able to share with you. But at Realm, we also sell some pretty cool merch, and organizing that was made both possible and easy with Shopify. When you think about successful businesses like Aloe or Allbirds or Skims, an often overlooked secret is the business behind the business that makes selling and, for shoppers, buying simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. That's because nobody does selling better than Shopify. It's the home of the #1 checkout on the planet. And the not-so-secret secret that's definitely worth talking about is that Shop Pay boosts conversions up to 50%. That's more happy customers and way more sales going. If you're hoping to grow your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling, on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout we use with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/realm, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/realm to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/realm.
Listen in. Starbucks. It's a great day for coffee. Hey, honey, I'm at the store. Ginger needs a new bag of dog food, right?
Yeah, it's Blue Buffalo. Life protection formula?
But Purina one is on sale. Isn't it the same?
What are the ingredients?
Chicken, rice flour, corn gluten meal, whole grain corn, chicken byproduct meal.
Blue has deboned chicken, chicken meal, brown rice, oatmeal, barley.
Never mind. Blue Buffalo it is.
Switch to Blue Life Protection Formula and feed your dog like family.
Then we have writer number 1 versus someone selling stolen artwork. 7% said the writer is wrong. 93% said the writer is not wrong. Someone said, this girl is definitely wrong for stealing art. But if I support stealing money from any corporation, Disney is definitely on that list.
Writer number 2 versus husband who wants to try stand-up comedy. Who is wrong? This is a controversial one. 51% said the writer is wrong. 49% said the writer is not wrong.
I want to say shout out to my 49%, my fellow bitches in the room. I just feel so supported and seen.
I want to shout out to my 51%, the winners.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. But hey, so as long as we know we're in this together.
We are. Like I said, like, do it for the story. It can humble him. Someone said, this is a tough one because what an ick to see your partner do stand up, but also they just want to have fun.
Yep.
The writer is definitely not wrong for trying to protect her husband from future embarrassment, but I do think it's at least worth it for him to get in some classes and see how it is. Personally, I don't think I'm telling jokes kind of funny, but I've seen certain comedic styles and I thought, if you give me a joint and a good mark, I could definitely do that. And I would like to say to that person that said that, you are very funny.
No, you're Winnie the Bish funny.
The way that you write is funny. So, like, if you weren't comfortable delivering it, you could be a writer for someone else that is.
Yep. And if anyone doesn't know who this person is, just know that when I cast them as a TV show character, they are Winston from New Girl.
Man just wants to be silly goofy. If they hate his humor so much, then let him tell his jokes to other people instead of her.
Honestly, that one is kind of spot on. Like, I'm like, didn't think of it that way, but like, facts.
Yeah.
You know?
Overly confident white cis straight men need to be humbled. Let karma cook G's. We don't know. We do not know this man's ethnicity.
No, we don't. But anytime someone is like afraid of their significant other doing stand-up comedy, to me, it usually gives cis white man who's like never had a hardship in his life, who's going like, I could be funny. I'm like, do you have the trauma actually required to be a stand-up comedian?
This just reminded me. I was watching Grace and Frankie, as I do. Also, Nicole has gotten into it because of my recommendation and is already on season 2 and is loving it.
Oh, I love that.
I feel like I may only have like 3 episodes left. I don't know. I'm just trying to savor it. There's 7 seasons. But
wow.
But in the last season, Frankie's son, like, she adopted her kids, and the black son, he's a lawyer because their dad's a lawyer, and he doesn't like it. Like, he is like, I need something different in my life. And you know what he's trying? Stand-up comedy. And guess what? He's actually funny.
Does he have trauma?
And everybody, yes, he has a lot of trauma. But everybody in his life is like, you're not funny. Why are you doing this? So he's been sneaking to go do it, and like was keeping it from his wife. And then she thought that he was cheating on her. And this woman comes up to him in a grocery store, and he's like, no, that wasn't me. That was some other black man, basically calling her racist. And then come to find out, she's actually agent trying to sign it.
Oh, that's funny. That is funny.
Yeah. I don't know what happens after. Maybe he goes into his stand-up life. I have to watch the next episode.
You know, maybe it's a canon event. Maybe this is like, it's going to be the new DJing. Like, when men hit a certain age, they're like, I actually think I'm going to start DJing. And now it's going to be stand-up comedy. Better that than a podcast.
Yeah, I agree. Someone said, okay, I'm choosing the writer's wrong for dating an unfunny man. That sounds like actual hell. Not even dating, married. Oh my God. That's kind of mean.
Well, at the same time, I I actually think that like that would be the biggest mindfuck of it all, because like for me, dating someone who's funny is super important to me. So like, while if Mott's was like, I want to do stand-up comedy, I would be like, well, okay, that the cringe I feel is going to be out of this world. Like, my response wouldn't be, you're not funny. Do you know what I mean? So like, to me, if you were like, if you either dating someone who's funny or ending up with someone who's funny either wasn't like a requirement for you, or worse, you were like, I don't want to be with someone who's funny, and then they suddenly decide I'm actually like be funny now. Like, what a mindfuck.
Exactly.
Someone said, it is rude to tell him immediately he's not funny, but support him anyway from a distance. Also applaud the guts and courage it takes for him to even try it out. That's very kind.
Mm-hmm.
And then someone said, I feel like the writer's stopping a canon event for their husband. That to me also, like, you could, if someone said don't interfere, it's a canon event, I'm hands off. I'm like, gotta let the universe take its course. Don't want to throw a wrench in the space-time continuum.
Yeah. Chances are he's good, and then like hee hee ha ha, or he's bad, and it's like, okay, he's not getting up on stage again, or he's bad and doesn't realize he's bad.
Well, so that's my biggest fear.
That's when you have to tap out.
That the issue that I have is I think that statistically, I think that is the most likely option, and like, I don't know what to do from that point on.
Sometimes I'm in like what ebbs and flows of comedy TikTok where people are posting their stand-up, and it's because I do follow like famous comedians that are actually funny, and so it seeps in these other randos. And if y'all don't know, when you go to a comedy club, like, you usually have to invite your friends, and they write their names on a list, and then you get like points from it. And I'm like, I can tell the people in this audience are just their friends laughing because it's all coming just from one section, and the joke is not funny.
Oh, yeah, I was not a good point because not only did I not laugh when the person who had us come to see their stand-up, I insisted we leave.
You told this story the last time.
It's just like, just know, everyone, what you're getting into.
Yeah.
You know?
Whew, all right. Wrong of the week: Euphoria, Jerry Seinfeld, D.A. Sanders, Dorley, Congressman Kristi Noem, anyone attacking college students, and faculty for protesting genocide. There was a lot more, but nuts and bolts here.
I would like to state, though, for anyone looking at the image, I cannot take credit for the Kristi Noem Old Yeller edit. That is, in fact, on Reddit. And I found when I literally just Googled Kristi Noem dog. So I would just like to thank Reddit for that one.
There's also been numerous other lies that she's been caught in.
Yeah, she's doing a lot right now.
She's doing so much. And I don't understand why she's out talking so much. Just
take a vacation. Go to Cabo. Like, you've got the money.
Yeah.
Get on a plane. Go tan. Like, it's a humiliation kink at this point. Mm-hmm. I'm just like, I actually need you to stop talking. And I don't feel bad for her, but I'm starting to get like this like secondhand embarrassment where I'm like, I don't think that something's up. Like something's viscerally wrong.
95% said they're wrong. 5% said they're not wrong.
A lot of people did write in and say, I voted wrong. But not everybody.
Yeah. So, cool. Someone said Jerry Seinfeld is always wrong. One of the rudest people who've come through my theater.
So I've seen a ton of like stuff on Reddit and people talking about this. So he like wants to go see movies. And I don't know if this person is anyone who's written on Reddit, but there's been like hundreds of he wants to see movies in theaters, but doesn't want to be around people. And so he would just go to the movie theater, and the theaters, like, it's great press for them. And so he would go, and it would be for free. And the only thing that he would need to do, and it'd be on like off times, is that he just has to like just tip the person who is there. And it's only one person who's starting the movie, and they've got the concessions or whatever. And he notoriously does not tip them, doesn't give them. And then they're working for free for the whole time. And he like will yell at people, like yell at the singular person there. And I'm like, imagine just like being an asshole when it's you and only one other person who's like doing you a service.
What an asshole.
Yeah.
For so many things. And as someone who went to a movie theater and Magic Johnson was there, and he couldn't have been nicer.
I love him.
Like, nicest human. So many people are coming up to him. I was with when I did Big Brothers, Big Sisters. She was like, he's a basketball player. And I was like, yeah. And she goes, who is he? And I was like, Magic Johnson. And she's like, can I get a picture with him? And I was like, I'll ask him. He couldn't have been kinder.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not Jerry Seinfeld.
No. Asshole.
Then we have my wrong of the week. Or wrongs of the week, some of them. Aaron Rodgers, Boeing, theater adults, Eric Adams, and the couple had sex in the New York City park. 100% said they're wrong, 0% said they're not wrong. I can guess what the people were voting wrong about in the last one. I think we all can.
Mm-hmm.
Eric Adams also recently has been shown wearing a baseball hat that says NYDP. And everyone's like, sir, what is that? And I guess it's from like some dance convention thing he went to, but everyone's like, you can buy that essentially as like New York double penetration, like joke merch.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just wearing it around like fully earnestly, even though it's the same merch like for this like dance, whatever. But like, that's not, no one's thinking that. Can't stand that, man. And another Boeing person, another whistleblower died.
I know.
The #1 selling product of its kind with over 20 years of research and innovation. Botox Cosmetic, onabotulinum toxin A, is a prescription medicine used to temporarily make moderate to severe frown lines, crow's feet, and forehead lines look better in adults.
Effects of Botox Cosmetic may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness may be a sign of a life-threatening condition. Patients with these conditions before injection are at highest risk. Don't receive Botox Cosmetic if you have a skin infection. Side effects may include allergic reactions, injection site pain, headache, eyebrow and eyelid drooping, and eyelid swelling. Allergic reactions can include rash, welts, asthma symptoms, and dizziness. Tell your doctor about medical history, muscle or nerve conditions including ALS or Lou Gehrig's disease, myasthenia gravis, or Lambert-Eaton syndrome, and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects. For full safety information, visit BotoxCosmetic.com or call 877-351-0300.
See for yourself at BotoxCosmetic.com.
So good, so good, so good.
Justin and so good. Thousands of winter deals are at Nordstrom Rack stores now. And that means thousands of fresh reasons to rack.
Because we get the latest trends for way less. I've been looking for these.
The best deals go fast.
Save big with up to 60% off Sam Edelman, Sorel, Free People, Kohan, and more cold weather finds. Great brands, great prices. That's why you rack.
This episode is brought to you by Opill, the first over-the-counter daily birth control pill available in the U.S. Opill is FDA approved, full prescription strength, and estrogen-free. Plus, there's no prescription needed. Finally, the days of needing a prescription for birth control are over. Opill is available online and at most major retailers. Take control of your health and reproductive journey with Opill. Birth control in your control. Use code BIRTHCONTROL for 25% off your first month of Opill at Opill.com.
Scrolling through TikTok as I do, and I came across this girl eating the most delicious sandwich that I have ever seen in my life. And why was it so delicious? Because there was no bread. Instead of bread, there was a pickle cut the long way. And then it was like hollowed out a little bit, just a little bit. There was still enough of that delicious flesh in there.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was layered with lettuce, bacon, turkey, ham, I believe. And it just looked so good. It was so juicy.
Crunchy.
And I immediately sent it to Megan because I know she loves pickles as much as I do. And I saw it said two things, Oceanside and Long Beach. And I was like, I don't know where these things correlate with each other, but this is California.
Mm-hmm.
So I wrote on the post, I said, I will be there. I will drive just to get this. Then I click on it, and it's some town in New York that's on Long Beach Street, Oceanside, New York. And I said, what the fuck is this? I was so mad. But then I just bought the ingredients. And so tomorrow on our live stream, if you're listening to this, today on our live stream, I will make it. And I want y'all to enjoy this delicious sandwich with me.
Oh my God, maybe I'll do that too. Because Melissa sent it to me and immediately I had the exact same reaction. I went, Oceanside. That's by like Carlsbad. That's like, I was like, perfect. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, I didn't think it was near Long Beach, but I was like, okay, cool. Like, I'm sure I'm just like kind of wrong because I'm not good at that. The way I literally type it in so fast and I'm there and I'm going, okay. And I'm zooming out and I go, I don't recognize a lot of these street names. And I keep zooming and I keep zooming and I go, well, I see some water. So there we go. We're on the right track. And I keep zooming. And then suddenly I'm seeing like lakes and shit and like other water going through. And I'm like, I'm seeing peninsulas and I'm like, oh no, I see Rhode Island now. And now I know this is actually fucked up and this is not like, also it's the most coast. California thing in the world. So I'm like, what do you mean you're making this? In, like, I'm not saying that New York is not, that's not the vibe, but like, first of all, substituting bread with anything else, so LA. But like, we love pickles. And I was telling Mott's because I showed him that video and he was like, where do you even get a pickle that big? And I was like, oh, bitch, the grocery store that I used to go to as a child, they had like the deli counter and they had one of those big, clear, like kind of like cookie looking jars filled with pickle brine and the giant pickles. And every time the butcher would look at me and goes, do you think you're allowed to get a pickle today? And I'm like, I hope so. And the way I would just get them and just gnaw on that shit. They're like, I've never seen a child your size finish a full one of those.
And I was looking at the grocery store and I was like, I know none of these pickles are going to be big enough. Am I going to have to enlist Allison? Because I know she goes to Costco like every week to get me a big container of pickles. But then I was like, wait, they have those pickles that are in the bag that are one. I was like, that'll work. That'll work.
I get those at Disneyland. Like a pickle in a bag. If I'm in an airport and I'm like with friends or whatever, and it's like, oh, what are we gonna eat? And people like, Megan, they've got pickle in a bag. They've got pickle in a bag. Like it is like, oh, alert. She should know that they have her pickle.
Yes. I went to lunch this week with our manager, Kendall, and it said a plate of pickles. And so I ordered it thinking I was going to get a plate of cucumber pickles, which a fourth of it was. But there was also pickled
turnips, all that stuff. Radish.
I like pickled radish.
I do. I like it too.
I'm a big fan of it, actually. I was eating it and I was like, I don't know what this is, but this is delicious. Crunchy. And then I realized it was radish. And I was like, this is the only way I will eat a radish. But there was also carrots, which was fine.
Yeah.
Not great. But then
I think carrots are too flavorful to be pickled.
Yeah. But then there was little green tomatoes. No. Too mushy. And then some other thing that we didn't know what it was. I said, if I come back here, I will tell them only give me the pickled cucumbers.
Yeah. I also have pickled ginger.
Yeah, that's good too. That's like radish and ginger together.
Yeah, they've got the spice. I need something that either is like so bland like a cucumber, or I need something that is like spicy in the sense that it's got some like fire to it. It's not like spicy hot, but it's got that like to it.
The Korean spy I go to in the plates of food that they give you. Both of those things are together. The ginger and radishes.
Delicious. Well, join us on our live stream to eat pickle sandwiches. Oh my God, I can't wait. Yahoo!
Like my mouth has been salivating since I saw that.
I know. I literally planned today. I'm gonna make myself a for lunch. I'm gonna have a tuna sandwich, and I was like, I'm gonna put extra pickles on it because of that.
Having the pickles in or putting tuna inside the pickle.
Yeah. I know. I just think that like
this is a game changer.
Yeah, I think we're underestimating pickles as like we're looking at them as on the side. I think we need to look at pickles like throw some wheels on that. That's a bike. That's a vehicle. This pickle is a vehicle for like what we want and what we need, and we can scoop. People scoop out bagels all the time.
I can just imagine it. Think of like avocado toast how you just spread it and it's clumpy. I don't want that. Keep that away. But just give me a boat of pickle with tuna on top. Ugh.
So fucking good. You could put anything in that. You could give me like an Italian sandwich, like some salami and shit. Oh, pepperoncinis.
And then put the olive oil and vinaigrette on it.
Ooh. Ooh, we have our new food venture. We're starting a pickle boat restaurant. Yes. And they all have to arrive at the sushi spots that they come on a conveyor belt. The pickle boats have to come like that and let's go, ooga. Chugga, 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 chugga.
Oh.
And then we play that song from TikTok that's like, yo, ho, yo. Yes. And it's like the pickle boats are arriving. And it's like medieval times. Yeah. And everyone's in costume.
Yes.
Can't wait. I love it. Now I'm hungry. Oh, God. Okay. Hope your mouth is watering as much as ours. If you make a pickle sandwich using a pickle boat, please send us a picture on our Instagram. Yes. We would love to see it.
Ooh, okay. Well,
stay briny.
We'll see you on Monday for Don't Blame Me, Tuesday for See You Next Tuesday, and then Thursday for But Am I Wrong? And then we'll be right back here for another episode of Fisting Friday.
Hell yeah.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Listening to a podcast should be time well spent, and I promise it will be if you'll give this podcast a try. It's called Something You Should Know. I'm the host, Mike Carruthers, and in every episode, I talk with leading experts on topics I know you will find fascinating. From why people can't keep secrets, what your favorite music says about you, why your pet acts in strange ways, and so much more. Something You Should Know is designed to give you information you can use in your life and give you great intel that you can share with others. I'm told it's a binge-worthy podcast. And with over 1,000 episodes, there's a lot to binge on. Something You Should Know has been ranked in the top of the Apple Podcast charts consistently for a long time. I know you're going to like this. I just need to get you to try it. Something You Should Know. It's available wherever you listen to podcasts.
Hi, I'm Jennifer, a co-founder of the Go Kid Go Network. At Go Kid Go, putting kids first is at the heart of every show that we produce. That's why we're so excited to introduce a brand new show to our network called The Search for the Silver Lining, a fantasy adventure series about a spirited young girl named Isla who time travels to the mythical land of Camelot. During her journey, Isla meets new friends, including King Arthur and his Knights of the Round Table, and learns valuable life lessons with every quest, sword fight, and dragon ride. Positive and uplifting stories remind us all about the importance of kindness, friendship, honesty, and positivity. Join me and an all-star cast of actors including Liam Neeson, Emily Blunt, Kristen Bell, Chris Hemsworth, among many others, in welcoming the Search for the Silver Lining podcast to the Go Kid Go Network by listening today. Look for The Search for the Silver Lining on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.
What's up, everyone? It's Noah Daniels.
Hey, y'all. I'm JJ.
Hey, guys. It's Kat.
And we're your hosts of the Real Hauntings podcast, where we bring on guests who share their first-hand encounter ghost stories and supernatural experiences. Now on to the trailer.
I've been warned to not tell this story, but I think because of the way it ends, it's okay to tell this story, because some people say that with certain entities, to speak of them or talk about them or in any way portray them as powerful will attract them to other people. The creepiest thing about it to me is a lot of times it would wait for me to notice it. It would just lay its arm out like this, and then I'd be like, where is it? Where is it? And then I'd see it, and then it would just slither back.
For more information on the Real Hauntings, Real Ghost Stories podcast, make sure you check out Real.fm to learn more about our podcast and many other amazing podcasts.